Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert, from the independent scene to the main event of WrestleMania. Alright, NXT Great American Bash on the CW. First premium live event on the CW on cable TV, regular TV, what the hell you want to call it. This was just a glorified weekly show. That's all this was. This was no different than the NXT show on Tuesday nights on CW, in my opinion. This was literally just a Raw SmackDown kind of show. Nothing special about it. The Great American Bash, yeah. It wasn't great. It wasn't, it could have been American, but first and foremost, we start off with the NXT Championship on the line. That really kind of shows what you think of your champion when he's the kickoff match. So we had the NXT Championship on the line, champion Tony D'Angelo versus Nakua, whatever, however I pronounce it. Evil, that's his name. Sorry, it is. That's his name in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Overall, not a bad match. Nice little back and forth here. I know when I did the preview, I hadn't watched NXT yet. Didn't see the fireball into the face of D'Angelo and having his eye all patched, all covered up, and the injury and all that, and then to have him still win, it's kind of mind-boggling to me, it was okay. It was a good match. It was a main event of a weekly show. That's all it really was to me. D'Angelo got the victory, 10 minutes and 13 seconds. I give it 3 1/4. I know Evil is definitely capable of doing more than what he did in this match. Same way with Tony D'Angelo. But having commercials during the show and the side-by-sides, and it's just zero flow to it for me. I did not like this show whatsoever. I have not watched Forbidden Door yet. But I know a lot of people have some complaints online. It's a long show. Yeah, AEW shows are a long show. But I agree with what Tony Khan said. As long as people are buying the shows, they're getting their money's worth. And I agree 100% with that. Just like with this show, we got our money's worth. It was free. Next up, we had this next match was really good. This might have been, I'd say this was the second best match of the night. And which is really awesome that the two women's title matches were the two best matches of the night. We had the NXT Women's North American title line. We had champion Zaria taking on Tatum Paxley. Again, just a good standard women's match here. Zaria is really coming into her own, in my opinion. I actually thought she was going to retain her title here like she did. 14 minutes and 8 seconds. Believe. Yeah, one of the longer matches of the night, which is good. They were able to get everything in they needed to do. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. Again, I don't have a lot of notes on this show because it was a house show or a weekly TV show with commercials, and it was hard to follow the flow of the commercials because I was doing some other stuff while I was watching it. So it's like I'm used to hearing all the play-by-play of the announcers, and I'm like, what was that? And rewinding and rewatching segments and catching it. I was like, wait, did I just see what I thought I saw and rewind and watching it? That's how I watch a pay-per-view typically. Yeah, this show was hard to do because several big spots happened when it was side-by-side. So it's actually watching on my phone, so it's like I'm trying to zoom in looking at the little picture because it was side-by-side commercial. Should not have commercials during premium live events. I guess WWE has spoiled us over the years when they had WWE Network with what they would call premium live event or pay-per-views back in the day, where they ran just like a pay-per-view. No commercials. You basically paid, you watched, you moved on. We don't have that anymore with WWE. We have this. All right, next up we had a rematch of the Mr. NXT tournament thing. We had Shiloh Hill taking on Tristan Angels. The fact that you have Tristan Angels go under the ring at one point, and then the phone rings. Why is there a phone under the ring? Why is there a camera under the ring to see the guy answer the phone? And then the voice on the phone, the Fox is coming. What? I don't understand. I know it's going to come. It's going to be something at some point, so it's going to be okay. My guess is that somebody from Tristan Angels is passed, and they're another signing, which is cool, which would be good, which is not a bad thing, but it's just like, what? I'm confused why we do this now. under the ring at a premium live event that wasn't that good on CW. Let's see, where did Tristan come from? Yeah, I mean, I guess he's been in WWE for a minute, so it's like, I don't know, based on where some of the other companies he's wrestled for, I'm not sure what name it would be to make this make sense, but maybe it will make sense, we'll see. But Shiloh getting the victory, 13 minutes and 7 seconds. I give it 2 3/4 star. Next up, we had the WWE Women's Speed Championship on the line. The fact that this title is still a thing is blowing me away. These speed titles, I don't even know whatever happened to the men's. I don't even know who has it right now. The fact that we still have these titles in existence and we still do them on a weekly show or on a premium live event when they were meant for social media. I don't know. Champion Wren Sinclair taking on Arianna Grace. Arianna Grace, part of Birthright. I was fully expecting them to get the title on her. They give a title to Birthright, and they did not, which kind of shocked me. But it was cool that, because I had forgotten all about Wren Sinclair being with Charlie Dempsey at one point before they went their own separate ways, and with her slapping him when he was up on the ring trying to distract her. Thought that's kind of and then all Birthright trying to get involved consistently. But 4 minutes and 47 seconds. There's a 5-minute time limit on the speed titles, and then Wren Sinclair retaining her title. I thought that was kind of at that point, when I did the preview, I thought it was going to flip it, but once they did, I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. It was like Wren Sinclair versus Birthright and her history with Charlie Dempsey and stuff. So I give it 2 star. Next up, we had what was it? What's the name of that little faction? Dark State. Saquon Shugars was part with Dion Lennox was part of Dark State, and then they kind of got Shugars out of the Dark State, and then we had this match against Dion Lennox. Obviously, you knew Dark State would be out, trying to help Dion Lennox. Match itself was okay to me. I gave it 3 star with Saquon Shugs getting the victory there, 14 minutes and 20 seconds. Again, just a standard show you would see on a weekly show. A standard match you would see on a weekly show. You know, this was a good match for NXT Weekly or a Raw or a SmackDown or Evolve, not for a premium live event. But again, that's my opinion. And pro wrestling is 90% opinion, 10% fact. Anybody that thinks this show held a candle to Forbidden Door is lost their mind. I haven't watched Forbidden Door yet, but I just know based on the card what more than likely will happen. Yeah, that's not even hold a candle to it. NXT North American title on the line, champion Myles Borne versus Tavion Heights. I was actually looking forward to this match. I like what they've done with Myles Borne, how they kind of broke him away from Charlie Dempsey and stuff and got him kind of on his own, give him a title, and kind of started building him up instead of just that goofy sidekick, or just kind of being there, but making him kind of a focus point. I really like that. I thought because of the history they had, they would put the title on Tavion Heights, but they didn't, which I'm actually fine with. I want to see Myles Borne have a long title run. I think he can have some really good matches, and this was the start of one. I gave it 3 1/4, 17 minutes 11 seconds, but I think as Myles Borne progresses, I think he's going to get better and better. So Myles Borne retaining his NXT North American title, and then the main event, the NXT Women's title, champion Lola taking on Kendal Gray. I look at this match as kind of that, if we remember back in the day when NXT had Charlotte Flair and Bayley and Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch when they first got to NXT. And that first little 6 months they were there and doing stuff on NXT, where they were at, I kind of look and see that's where Kendal Gray and Lola Vice is now. Will they get to that level? We don't know. But they have the ability and the chance to. These two went out there and put on a great match. I gave it 3 3/4. A match of the night, which main event should be. I'm glad they let the women main event this. Now I would just maybe sub main should have been the men's title match, but having it at the beginning of the card, to me, kind of you kind of went like this with the card, and I like the idea of going kind of like an angle up, like you start with your worst match and you end with your best match. Now if you do like men's title then women's title, that kind of to me puts the women's title kind of that just it's a step above at that point. So it's like, okay, we elevate those women a little bit more. Being the main event actually elevated them as well. Kendal Gray becoming your NXT Women's Champion. Thought that was really awesome as well. I like that. I'm kind of excited to see the growth of her and how she's going to grow from the Evolve to NXT to Raw, SmackDown, maybe to a main event at WrestleMania someday. Who knows? But overall, it was a great show, weekly show. Unfortunately, it was packaged as a premium live event with no premium to it, in my opinion. But that is NXT Great American Bash. Not trying to bash it, but it just wasn't. To put it on a Sunday night against your competitors' pay-per-view, it lacked a lot for me, personally. I know there's probably people that love this show that hate AEW, and that's fine. It's your opinion. You're welcome to it. I just prefer not doing stuff like that, If you think by scheduling these shows like NXT shows against an AEW show that for 1 second you're taking people away from the AEW show, that's a mistake. People are going to watch Dynamite. They're going to decide, okay, am I buying this pay-per-view or am I not buying this pay-per-view? They're not waiting until Sunday in this case at 6 o'clock going, you getting that pay-per-view tonight? I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Oh, NXT's on. Watch that instead. If that is happening, it is 1% of 1% of pro wrestling fan base doing that. It is not the people that's typically buying these AEW pay-per-views, like myself and people that in my clique. We know ahead of time we're buying a pay-per-view or not, because most of the time we buy them and get together. I bought it on Sunday. I knew I was buying it a month ago. I bought it this past Sunday. I have it on HBO Max. I just gotta go watch him. Probably watch it today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Yesterday was a bit much watching Summerversary and Great American Bash. So yeah. But we'll get the AEW Forbidden Door review up as soon as I get it watched. Other than that, Robert Ford Show from the independent scene to the main event of WrestleMania. Don't just have a great night. Have a spiffy night. Robert Ford Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.